I got my ticket for the long way round. Boom, boom, boom.
This is the view as we walked from the car park to the entrance of Pompeii. I was so excited. Which was founded about 700 BC and destroyed in 79 AD by an eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Most of the population fled. Those who remained were killed immediately by very hot volcanic gases. The town was covered in pumice and ash up to 6 meters deep. Over time, the location of Pompeii was lost, and it was located in 1599 but not started to be excavated until in the late 1700s. Pompeii was governed by 2 elected mayors and 2 deputies. The mayors would then select the rich, of course, male citizens to make up the government. Poor men had the right to vote, but that's about all. Electioneering promises were mostly more about free food and more entertainment. There were 3 amphitheatres in Pompeii for music and poetry, for crude comedy, and for ultra-violent fights between gladiators and wild animals. The rich promised the entertainment in order to get elected mayor. Gymnasiums were where gladiators trained. They were usually slaves and were kept in these rooms when not training or fighting. Houses and shops lined the well-constructed streets. It was thought that food was sold from these containers. Not all of Pompeii will be able to be excavated. It could reasonably be expected that Pompeii extends underneath this modern house you can see. However, it's not politically easy to confiscate houses and land now. This notice tells of an amazing find. This marble table case was once owned by P. Cascalongus, the first person to strike Julius Caesar when he was murdered in 44 BC. Longus and Brutus died together after the Battle of Philippi just 2 years later. His property was sold publicly and purchased by a rich homeowner in Pompeii. Indoor public baths were an important part of life. The baths are connected with the open area where citizens would exercise. Casts of dead bodies were made by pouring plaster into cavities in the ash formed by the decomposition of the bodies. Many casts have been made showing the positions people and animals were in when they died. This is the remains of the Temple of Apollo. It's amazing that all these buildings were actually covered under the ground and lost. The main building for politics, religion, government and law surrounded the Forum. The Temple of Jupiter was badly damaged by an eruption in 66 AD and was still waiting to be restored in 79 AD when the volcano blew again. This is the view from Pompeii down into the modern town. Just out of Pompeii is Italy's national military police station, the Carabinieri, who police both the military and civilians. In Australia, the state and federal police and the military police are completely separate. We drove up to this point on Mount Vesuvius to climb to the top. Unfortunately, the cold, the wind and the cloud defeated us all. What looks like a river in the distance is actually an old lava flow, and here it is flowing down to the town below.